The woman needs love and affection. The expression of romantic love is vital to a woman's existence because it is the key to her self-worth. The needs of a man. Man needs admiration on the following. Man desires to be admired for physical and strength, how they look like. They need to be desired for that. Man desires to be complimented for skills, talents, and abilities. Though saved and spirit-filled, times of disagreement will still come between us and our spouses. We therefore must not fight like unwise. We must know how to fight. How do we resolve our conflicts? Happiness and health in marriage will be restored if the conflicts are well resolved. To resolve conflicts, then we need to have or to do the following. Forgiveness is major, as is recorded in Ephesians 4:32, Colossians 3:13-14. We should be always ready to show remorsefulness and ask for forgiveness, as recorded in Matthew 18:32-35. Pride makes us not to be sorry, and pride is a sin and destroys relationship. So it is important to seek for forgiveness when we are in disagreement, and particularly when you do wrong to your spouse. The thing is, choose the best time to deal with the issue that is causing the conflict. It's not every time that you can be able to discuss issues that are hurting. You choose the right time to deal with those issues. The other thing, select the best location to discuss. You should be at a place where it's serene, is quiet, not where you are going to be disturbed. So it is important to know at what place are we going to discuss to resolve our conflict. Let them set time limits. It's good to say we are going to discuss this for this period of time and come up with a solution. It's also important to establish ground rules on how you are going to deal with the issue and how to behave during the discussion. It's good to set rules so that one talks, one listens. You can say no yelling, no shouting, no using bad language. It's good to set ground rules on how you are going to deal with the issue. The other thing you need to do is stay on the subject matter. The thing that is causing the conflict is one that you need to deal with. Don't put other things that were not innate, the past issues. So you stay on the subject matter. The other thing you need to do is, as you discuss, always try to use the I message to explain the problem, so it doesn't seem like you are condemning or judging your spouse. When you are responding, still respond with the I message to your spouse so that they can see you are owning what you're saying. The other thing you need to do is you resolve risk in writing all possible solutions. Every solution that you come with, write it down so that you're able to come to it later and look at them each by one. The thing you need to do is choose the most acceptable solution for both of you. Out of the list of the solutions that you have come up with, come and choose the best that suits you for that season. The thing is, don't quit even if issues arise that makes you angry or frustrated. Hang in there. Many times when we come to resolve our problems, an argument arises. Some of us want to run away and call it quit. I want to encourage you. Don't quit even if issues arise that makes you angry or frustrated. Hang in there, because by so doing, you'll be able to come out with a solution. The other thing you need to know is resolution. It's good to apologize and ask for forgiveness. Resolution to the problem is when you realize that you have made a mistake. It's good to ask for forgiveness. Be remorseful. Apologize for what has happened. Then ask for forgiveness and be ready to say sorry. The other thing is we need to establish touch by coming close again and then living as you used before the disagreement. Once we have resolved the issue at hand, it's good to come back close to each other. By coming close, that we establish our touch. You are able to touch your husband, you are able to touch your wife, you are able to come closer. Because this makes the other one to feel, I've been accepted, I've been forgiven. The other thing you need to do when you think of resolving an issue is establish the lines of the Mwaura triangle communication. I want to explain this. The lines of Mwaura triangle communication. When there are issues, before you discuss between you, it's good first of all to discuss them with God. Tell God. When you tell God, and your spouse tells God the issue they are going through, then you come to discuss together. This communication triangle is very important because it helps us to involve God and to bring God in the picture so that we are able, and by the Holy Spirit we are helped to be able to resolve our conflict in a loving way. It's always good to note that it is always very important to creatively and incitingly diagnose the cause of the conflict. Never enter into discussion before you have literally well known what is the cause of the conflict. Diagnose the problem so that you know the cause, so that you are able to effectively and skillfully take action to do with the cause so that you are able to resolve the conflict. Conflict resolution takes place when people in conflict changes from being adversaries to being partners in search for a fair agreement that is advantageous to both of them. And this is important for us to know that when we are coming to resolve a conflict, we should start from a point of being two friends who are looking and searching for a fair agreement so that we take advantage of this situation to help us even become more closer. Other issues that make marriage unhealthy are nagging. Tormenting somebody by persistent fault finding, or complaining is recorded in Proverbs 27:15-16. The Bible says it is better to be in a wilderness than to live with a nagging woman. Nagging can make marriage very difficult. The other thing that makes marriage unhealthy is angry outburst. When anger takes charge in your married relationship, the romantic love faints. And if not helped, it dies. The first thing that dies when there is angry outburst is romantic love, that you're not able to come closer to each other as husband and wife. The other thing that can make a marriage very unhealthy is criticism. This is showing contempt to your spouse. This leads to marital distress, which, if not checked, can lead to death of the married relationship. Criticism, if not well given, if not well handled, can easily bring to the death of a marriage relationship. The last one is functional marriage. This marriage is incomplete and unsatisfying because it only does the duties of provider, nurture, parent, sex partner, and cook. You're in marriage, but you're not enjoying the relationship. You are there like a servant or a worker to provide to the needs of each other. That's what we call functional marriage. It is incomplete because it doesn't show affection. It doesn't show the love. It doesn't show concern. We are only there to satisfy each other's needs as per the duties and requirement that we need. So marriage should not only be duty provider, be somebody to nurture, or be parent to somebody, or a sex partner. A functional marriage can be transformed into a highly effective marriage by establishing an intimate communication system. The last thing I would like to bring to your attention that will make marriage healthy is avoid silence in marriage. It's always to say things as they are. Never keep silent. I keep telling people when we started dating, we started by talking. And we should talk until we go to the grave. Because communication is so crucial in marriage relationship. Such that it is said, communication is to love what blood is to life. Communication is the blood life of a married relationship. The primary cause of difficulties in marriage is the inability or reluctance of the couple to communicate. That everybody keep quiet even when things are going wrong. Intimate relationship that resort to healthy marriage involve frequent interaction, personal sharing and caring, and understanding each other. It's always good to create time so that we may be more intimate, to share our feelings, to share our knowledge, and to discuss whatever is in our hearts. Nobody can be able to read a man's heart, because a man, unless he speaks out what he's feeling, very difficult for anybody to know how he or she is feeling. Effective communication is an essential factor in marital happiness and emotional health. When we effectively communicate with each other in marriage, our marriage becomes a happy marriage, and we are emotionally healthy. We are able to relate well emotionally. When communicating, we must be clear and specific, talking at the level where we are able to share our feelings, to share our ideas, our opinions, and values. It is crucial to be very specific so that when you speak, you are saying exactly what you mean, what you want, and you are sharing your feelings, your ideas, and your opinion and values without feeling intimidated. This helps us to share experiences and deep personal issues because we feel safe. Because that what we are sharing will not be used against us. It's very important that whatever a spouse shares with a spouse should never be brought to be used as an attack or as a weapon against the one who shared. Our verbal message should always be in agreement with the non-verbal, because when they conflict, people take the non-verbal and believe it. Because we say non-verbal speaks loud and clearer than what we say with the words. So it is important that what we say with the words also agrees with what our body is doing or acting. We must train ourselves to listen to both words and emotional content in the words, because words have emotion behind them. It is important for us to listen to the content of what the word is saying and the emotion behind the word. Close friendship is built and maintained, and conflicts dealt with through experiencing and sharing feelings. When people are talking to each other, they are sharing their feelings and their emotions, then their friendship becomes very strong, and conflicts, even those who would have arisen, are dealt with. They don't become effective in the marriage. Effective communication allows the couple to deal with conflicts, fulfill needs, avoid misunderstanding, and develop intimacy. So when we are communicating effectively, then we are able to deal with conflicts, we are able to fulfill our needs in marriage, we are able to avoid misunderstanding, and we are able to be intimate. Again, effective listening is an integral part of effective communication, and we must teach ourselves how to listen effectively, because failing to listen means somebody has talked and you have not gotten the details of what was saying. How do we listen effectively? One, we must focus our full attention on what is being said. Should not be distracted by things. We focus our full attention to what is being said. Two, we must sit attentively and block every other distraction from our mind. We don't allow our mind to wander away from what is being said. That helps us to be attentive in our listening. Third, we must show action that make the other person to know that we are listening by nodding our heads or by doing a sign to say that we are in agreement of whatever is being said. Communication in marriage consists of 3 simple but powerful rules. The first powerful rule is talking. You must talk. 2, listening. Both of you must listen to each other. The third one is understanding. Couple must seek to understand what the partner is saying. When you speak of talking, is talking with point and purpose is an essential component of effective communication. Talking with the point and purpose is an essential component of effective communication. Bottled up resentment constitutes one of the greatest dangers to marriage. The solution to this is talk it out in love. Never keep quiet when you're hurting. Don't bottle up your resentment, because that can be very dangerous. People have killed others because they became bitter in their hearts, or they bottled up those emotions, those resentment, those anger. Speak truth in love. Speaking truth in love is to speak truth in all things and expressing it in love, not with intentions to tear your spouse apart, verbally or with any other thing. That is choosing the right words and the right tone. It is important for us as we talk and as we communicate, we choose the right words, we choose the right tone. When you talk of listening, what do you mean? Listening, it doesn't come naturally. It is making an effort to concentrate on what the spouse is saying. Listening calls you to put some effort so that you may understand and hear well what the other person is saying. We must teach ourselves to be good listeners. Many of us are not good listeners. We are about to talk before the other person finishes what he or she is saying. The obstacles to our listening are as follows. Defensiveness. You are trying to defend yourself, not listening to what the person is saying. You are looking for words to reply so that you may defend yourself from the attack or from what you are being accused of. The second one, self-centeredness or self-preoccupation. You only think of yourself. You are taking yourself to be the righteous one. The other one is the one in wrong. That also makes us not to listen. It's an obstacle to listening. The other one is physical or mental fatigue. When we are mentally fatigued or physically fatigued, we are not able to listen effectively. The other one is understanding. When we listen well, we are able to get the message and the mind of the person. And I think this is crucial, because listening makes you to understand and get to understand what is in the other person's mind. This makes us to have understanding. When couples understand each other, then they are able to enjoy their marriage, and their marriage relationship becomes healthy. It's good to note, Paul taught the Ephesians the principle of developing good personal relationship and to live a life worthy of their faith by having the following. 1, being completely humble and gentle. That is lowliness of mind and usefulness, meekness, not causing suffering or discomfort. Being patient, bearing with one another, and making allowance because you love one another, as it's recorded in Ephesians 4:2. 2, being like-minded, having the same love of Christ, being one in spirit and purpose, doing nothing out of selfish ambition or vainglory. In humility, consider others better than yourself. Do not think only of yourself, but also for the welfare of others, as recorded in Philippians 2, verse 2 to 4. I think I'll stop there for this part. May God bless you. This is going to add value to you. Next time I'll start the power of struggle and to know who is in charge. Thank you very much. My name is Bishop Dr. Peter Mwaura, your marriage therapist. And if you want to reach me, you can use the contact given in this video, and I'll be willing to listen to you and to help you. God bless you. Until we meet again. Thank you.